I really have. Hey, Chrissy. Good morning. Good morning, Mother Goose. Good morning. Well, I just not anything to report, nothing to talk about in a good light. Um, I missed all of you guys. Good morning, Fizzle. Good morning. um, Part of what we're supposed to be doing while we're here doing this is we want to be growing, right? Isn't that what the whole shabazz is about? The whole shabazz is to grow and to become more mature. Hey, Beth, missed you with your looking ass. Um, I'll be quite honest with you. Over the past few days, 4 or 5 days, I've been weaning myself off to YouTube. Not hard at all. Very, very easy, in fact. There's just nothing new. There's just nothing new. There's nothing worthy of talking about. There's nothing worthy of reopening to re-dissect. It's just nothing. It's nothing. It's nothing. Yeah, it is. I'm feeling a little bit better. No COVID, probably just life weighing you down. I'm not leaving, Beth. I'm not leaving. But it's when you're in the middle of this YouTube thing and you're like, oh my gosh, is it ever going to stop? Or yes, it can stop. You can just unplug. You just turn it off. You don't have to keep watching it. You don't have to keep being a part of it. You don't have to keep weaponizing it or mechanizing it. Like, you can stop. You're right, TT. Hey, second chance. Good morning, Mark. I'm so happy to see you, Casey K. And that's what I want, Fizzle. I want to be able to shut it off when I close the app. Not that I want to be able to turn off any of the people, because that's not what it's about. What it's really about for me is being able to prioritize, right? Being able to have things going on in life that needs life's service first and making them first. Right? I've actually, let's talk about the cryptic grave Tim posted. Well, your channel name is We Love Fake Drama. So, unfortunately, this morning I cannot help you. Vestiges, you're not blocked here, but you will be after this stream. Go ahead and say what you need to say. There, booger eater. Yeah, we did. We won. Dumpster Clips, good morning, beautiful. Tiffany. Tiffany's in the house. Beautiful. That's it, Megs. That's it. Vestiges. Yeah, bro, you got games to play, bro, and you're not gonna play them over here. Right? Like, please don't give me no red hearts either, man. I only take red hearts from the women. That's it. Don't give me no red hearts with your looking ass, boy. You think when you're on live, nobody else can hear you looking ass. Oh, we can hear and see you looking ass. I don't need nothing from you looking ass. Yeah, that my TT. That my TT. Give me a blue heart, bro. You want to give me some hearts around here? Give me some blue hearts. We got some men around here. We share hearts in real life. I send hearts to Rap all the time for things he says and things we're talking about and hold your heart back looking ass. No, but on the cool, bro, if you want to, the baby boy is still having an issue with regulating his temperature. I've been speaking with him daily, and he's still talking about being warm on his face and on his head. And Vestiges is Tim time. Come on. Okay, we love. So Tim told Don and Candace, might be a good idea to go take a walk looking ass. And while they're on a walk looking ass, Tim's taking pictures looking ass. And they're up by the Hollywood sign looking ass. And they see a grave looking ass. And so they snap some pictures. Thank you, Crystal. Benny and his Jets. That's really all we got, right? Like, that's it. Do you want me to make more to the story, looking ass? Because that's all there was. It was a random, hey, how about this? We fake drama. We love fake drama. How about you go look at any of the graveyard exploration YouTube channels? Maybe they have the answer, looking ass. Boy, shut your bitch ass up. So Tim is setting them up for a photo op. Hoo-ah! Thank you, Izzy. Pop. I think Cher lost her mind. She needs help. She is your friend, right? Hell no, she ain't my friend, looking ass. Fuck no. She was my friend, looking ass. I wouldn't piss on her or her old man if they was on fire, looking ass. I'm still waiting on the picture of the motherfucking me aeroplane looking ass. I'm guessing by now, the bitch forgot she even said anything about it. Thank you, Izzy Pop. Zaza Farms is the sponsor this morning. Yeah, I'll tell you what, like, in real life, Cher just turned nasty, is what she did. Like, and I'm not here to talk about Cher other than just this little piece right here, but man, she defined friend. Yeah. If you would piss on somebody when they were on fire, doesn't actually mean you're friends with them. It just means you're kind of like a humanitarian. Roll up if you got them, looking ass. Roll up if you got them. Always with you too, Kaz. I love you like a fat kid loves cake. You understand me? Did you see the YouTube with Crude and Aya called in? I really liked Cher for about a month, but that bitch went crazy. Man, it's like it's a chemical deal, right? She got them teeth messed with, and next thing you know, the bitch can't think straight. Clearly, it is a medical issue, right? Like, thank you, Miss Dawn. Must be my candies in the chat. What's up, Miss Candy? I love you like a fat kid love cake. Looking ass. Her teeth and fake weave really messed with her ego. That, now she can kiss her man mouth to mouth. That's really got to fuck somebody's head up, right? Hoo-ah? The teeth done took over her brain. I mean, I guess that's the power, right? That's the power of it, right? Like, when you've been repressing the real you for so long, that once you finally get back to scratch where everybody else in the world is at, now all of a sudden you're extra. How the fuck? My dad told me women with no teeth give good head. I predicted it. I've heard the same thing, but I've also heard the same thing about horses. I'm making you hungry. It's because I'm so delicious. It's because Benny's so delicious. Look at that. Good morning, Kira. No. Did you go to Tennessee? I did go to Tennessee. Y'all seen me there? Aya said not to send money and item. They are returning people's item for gift cards. Oh, shit. Yeah, it's going to get nasty before summer comes. I'm all for building self-esteem and straightening crowns, but she just, yeah, she's nasty in a hoe. I've missed you too, Serendipitous. It's so serendipitous to have you here this morning. Oh, you got a 1-year-old boss? Hell yeah. Boss. Ross. What's up, killer bro? What's up, bye? Fuck you doing this money, bye? Her whole face is freaking me out. Thank you. Hey, good morning, Honest Rage. Good morning, beautiful. I swear this new shiny marbles in her mouth are messing in her head. She thinks she has a good soul. Jesus, soon as, yeah. I don't know, man. Like, you know what? Like, I see it's insanity, right? To come on here and continue talking about the MGLs and all the other, you know, loser women around this motherfucker me. You understand me? Like, there's a few loser men too. Some people probably put me in that class of people. What's up, Southwest Virginia gal? Ain't seen you in a minute. Vestige, I'm not blocking you, bro. I'm not. It's just that you've had some very colorful opinions. And for you to be over here this morning giving red hearts, like, I'm not saying that you can't have a change of heart. I'm not saying that at all, sir. In fact, change of hearts is what we do this for. Hoo-ah. But also what we do this for, Vestige, is so that when we do it the next time, we do it better. Right? We don't do this so we can stay in the same spot with the same people doing the same shit, Vestige. Yeah, I'm on that. I wish I could show you a picture. I've never said anything bad about you. That may be so. That very well may be so. You also may have sat on panels with your friends while they talked bad about me. And guess what? It's the same thing, right? So, yeah, bro, I really don't, honestly, Vestige, I don't have a problem with you being around, sir. I really don't. I don't have a problem with Molly Golightly being around. I don't have a problem with nobody being around. I really don't. It's just that when you come around, you got to understand you got to understand that we got some things to talk about. That's all. That's all, bro. You're more than welcome to stay here as long as you like. I will not ban you. Yes, I get that, and I'll say sorry. Then we're good, bro. Welcome, Mr. Vestige. Welcome to the house of Blood Money. Thank you for joining us this morning, Vestige. You are always, always very welcome. Very welcome. I got no outstanding problem with nobody. You didn't defend your friend. Someone you say is your friend not saying anything is like supporting your enemies. That's it. But that's okay. I already know you would, Rap. Yep, you're right, Fizzle. It's just that easy. Moving on. Moving on. I wish you the best of Vestiges, sir. Welcome to the Chin Gang. Gang, gang. You didn't know you was gonna wake up this morning and turn into a gang member by breakfast time. I'm just playing with you, bro. Welcome, bro. So, a lot of stuff going on. I had a change of heart. Now you in the lab, brother. Thank you, Jennifer. And you know what? The lab, he's getting his shit together, right? He's getting his shit together. One toe, gang, gang. Let's move this out the way now. It's a lot going on, and you want to know what? For me to put my toe into this shit, smoke you a joint, Dave. One toe gang. Thank you, Darth. Does Ziggy still have the dog? Yes. Katie Kane, he's still having a little issue regulating his good morning, Patty. Pitbull. I think I did. I'm gonna go check back and check. Yeah, Grandma, I guess he hacked it back from me. I don't know. But anyways, yeah, they're Summer's got a birthday coming up, and Veg only wants to kiss ass with Benny because he thinks Benny will give him deep info. Dumpster. Yeah, I think Josh is. He does seem chill. I've had many conversations with him that didn't go well from the jump because Josh stole some of my media. And I didn't even know who he was. I just struck him. Well, you guys know as when it strikes you, or when you strike someone, it gives your personal information. So I struck him, and then about 5 minutes later, he starts emailing me, and he's just giving me a rash of shit. And I'm like, dude, like, fuck you, Josh. Like, all you had to do, bro, was come over to one of my community posts that ain't getting much action and fucking ask me to use my shit. I don't have to use anything Josh has. Josh is never in a place where I could use anything he has. Yeah, he does have multiple personalities. And guess what? With the Josh situation, one there too. My only thing with Josh was this. Like, bro, you stole from me. Then he tried to bribe me to pay me to take the strike back. And I told him, I said, I will not accept money from this case. I said, so fuck you, bro. Ride on that strike. That's what started me and Josh. It was because he stole from me in real life. And I didn't like that. And so I struck him. He's the last person I struck. So he had to ride on, you know what I'm saying? He had to ride a week with no nothing. She can do whatever she wants. She's in so much fucking trouble. I won't even speak on her this morning. You know you're in trouble, Bullhorn. Thank you, Constance. Did he cut his bangs yet? No, he just pulls them tight in the back. So then Josh started getting involved with Doug. And I was like, oh, Doug. Oh, Josh. I'm not worried about nothing anybody could ever say about me on the YouTube. Ever. Because here I am. I don't like Doug at all. Nobody likes Doug. I mean, even the people that like Doug don't even know why they like Doug. But what happened is Doug has just snapped off too many times. He's got the racist shit on the back of his legs. And so Josh is done with him. And that's like, you know, like, he pulls his bangs into him. Sweaty Betty, that's what we're keeping it at. Yeah, now she's way closer to her goal. Absolutely. Blood Money. I wanted to send her a machete with someone to show her how to use it in practice. I'll show her how to use it. Only thing good about Doug is shut up, Cher. Yeah. Thank you, Pitbull Mama. Yeah, Dumpster, he's gross. You know, and it's like Josh is sitting over there, but thinking that his presence is benign. And it's like, bro, your homeboy fucked up a whole lot of shit. You understand me? Like, just because you stay out the woods doesn't mean that we don't see your friend in the woods cutting trees down and shit. Screed the sweat off of the machete. I'm guessing you did a little concrete in your life, Mark, because screed is only a concrete word. Thank you, Constant. Oops, looking ass. Yeah, the people you align yourself with says a lot about your own character. Absolutely. And, you know, I'm aligned with the right ones. Fizzle, John, you know what I'm saying? Crude. Thank you, Baggy. Like, you doxed yourself. Concrete man, Mark. Good morning, Monkey Mars Bestie. Oh, I know who that is. That's the beautiful Sherry. Well, this is the issue with the balloons. Balloons are not good for the environment. They are not good to send out in the world. It's not good to send balloons out. At all. Benny can be rough around the edges because he's passionate, but his heart has always been in the right place. Thank you, Dumpster. Plant a tree instead. There you go. But I see what you're saying, and I get it. And we need to do something. We do need to do something. And I think a lot of us will in our own ways. In our own ways. Yeah. But it's a great idea. Balloons are a great idea. We just got to figure out something a little more. Yeah, mine's a weed cough right now. We just got to find something a little more environmentally friendly. That's all. It is. Yeah, I think that there is a friend in myself. We're talking about doing something for summer. Although I'm not going to come here and tell you what, not quite yet. It may be one of those things that, yeah, you found balloons at the top of mountains. Hell yeah. It's probably going to be one of them things I can show you better than I can tell you. Because I'm not really in the telling business. I'm in the showing business. Yeah, I'm on that reefer. That's a good idea. Yeah, they can cause fire. Yeah, yeah, all of that. Yeah, there just is a lot of things going on right now that I just don't want to get wrapped up in. You know, like, I mean, I definitely want to get wrapped up in some FBI stuff with Betty. Definitely do want that. I'm not gonna lie. I've had the FBI at my house twice now, behind YouTube, and I do want some FBI action with Betty. I'm not gonna lie, because that would mean that she had to go to the FBI. So, as far as Betty's concerned, is is a go, but everyone else is just, man, it's so toxic. It's like being at Walmart and seeing a fist fight, and you got your kids with you, and you're trying to decide whether or not you need to jump in that, right? Fuck no, you don't need to jump in that. Hell no, please do not jump in that. Keep your kids and your life fucking out of there, man. Don't do it. Like, that's the thing, I've come to realize is that you can get involved in the ugly shit and you can stay right here with the ugly stuff. Or what you can do is you can exit the ugly stuff and just hold out. Hold out, wait for it to pass, because this too will pass. Let it pass. And we all the time know. We all the time know this shit is gonna be here whenever we decide to come back to it. It's always gonna be here. So you can take some time off. You don't even have to feed or water it. It's gonna sustain itself, right? So I hope she goes to the FBI. There's just no fucking way that bitch is going to the FBI. I'll tell you why. Well, we all can see why she would never go to the police. She can't go to the fucking FBI. Look at her. So it's just what it is, what that was. Andra doesn't have no problem with me. Andra has a problem with the glare and with crude and with burnt toast. And she thinks that if she leans on me, I can tell her something about them. You simple, silly bitch. I don't know nothing about them folks to even tell you. Simple bitch. You don't want me to fucking FBI, because let me tell you what. You know, with the type of articulation I got, Betty, them motherfuckers be knocking on your door by lunchtime, bitch. Don't play with me. Please don't play with me. I'm not to be played with right now. And you keep on playing with me. And I don't like that shit. Thank you, Fizzle, for her birthday plant succulents. And yeah. Thank you, Izzy. So I've just decided to take Cher has scary eyes. Yeah. I guess what I'm doing is taking a page out of my own book. Like if you don't have something to say, like you just don't say anything. It's that easy. It's not hard. I mean, let me back up. Actually, it is hard. It is hard. Oh, we're getting biodegradables then. Even though there's many things to say, it doesn't mean that we need to say them. We don't. Like, just because you have an opinion doesn't mean you have the right to voice it or that you should voice it, right? What if we all light a candle, put it in the window, and take a pic video? Absolutely, Dumpster. That sounds awesome. That sounds awesome. Jack Dorsey. I hope that's good. That would be awesome, Kaz. That would be. Hey, profiling. We had an issue with a birthday cake too. Yeah. Let me tell you what. When you're non-monetized, I'm not monetized. So it's very easy for me to lay off. I don't have any bills that I require YouTube to pay for me. Right? I don't have any bills that I require salaciousness on the YouTube to pay for. So when it's time for me to back up, I can, because I don't have to worry about paying no bills. I mean, nothing do I pay for in my real life comes from anything YouTube. Nothing. Not nothing. So it's very easy for me to go away. And that's what we all should be able to do. You know, I don't always agree with Tiffany Marie, but she's staying quiet because there just isn't anything good to say. And so, you know, I would implore all YouTubers. I mean, I've seen Chasing was quiet yesterday. John's been quiet. Thank you, Slink. A lot of people been quiet because there just isn't much to say, right? Thank you for that guidance. Thank you, Lisa. I am, right? Like you got to be a monster dealing with all these people. Look at That's it, Fizzle. You know, I just don't want to be talking anymore. I don't, you know, like I want, when I come here, I want it to be anticipated, and I want, you know, good morning, Brenda. You know, I just want it a certain way, and I can't want it a certain way by just screaming to other people how I want it and not actually making a change. I want to publicly say that any one man or any one woman that partakes in domestic violence, I cannot support. I don't care if it's in this case or if it's in any other case in the past or in the future. I do not support anything domestic violence related. And you can take that for whatever you guys want it for, right? However you want to take that, you could take that. If you put your hands on your woman or you put your fucking hands on a man, nothing I can do for you. Nothing. Why did you make PG choose between you and Ernie? I didn't make her choose. She chose all on herself, all by herself. Didn't nobody make her choose nothing. You see me twist her arm, pull her leg, give her one of these noogie sandwiches. Thank you, Fizzle. Thank you. I didn't make that. That's like making somebody say, having somebody say, "Oh, you made them wreck their car." Man, come on. I am the big hurt. What? I am the big hurt. That's crazy. Why did I make... Look what you made me do to you, looking ass. Boy, you need to fix your shit. You need to police your shit with your looking ass. For real, man. Why did I make somebody do something? I'm from Battle Creek, Michigan. Fuck you mean? The slum. Whatever. Benny, why you put here making people acting full? Man, the dust settles where it settles, Fizzle. Oh, it's my fault. No, I just, I implore all creators, like if you don't have anything to say and there's no new developments, like take a back seat. It's not hard, right? Like if you depend on the YouTube for your money, like go Uber, go do something, right? Because this ain't it. This isn't it. Oh, you're in Wisconsin. Hey, homie. Thank you, Rage. Thank you, Izzy. Yeah. You know, this is like the martyrdom of abuse, right? It's like, if you're not here verbally abusing someone, chances are a lot of these people are in their real life beating up on somebody, you know? And I don't mean just I would never deliver people. Hell no. I would never deliver people because somebody in the back of my car would catch a feeling right across both sides of their head. I deliver hamburgers when I need to, looking ass. But I don't fuck with people like that. No, sir. No, ma'am. I just really Fizzle she was like, Benny, bro, you got a lot of people that care about you and are worried about you and shit. And I'm like, yeah, I know. That's it, Fizzle. If you need to get on here and talk, you can do it without tearing other people down and with or without the wells in the title. Hell yeah, man. Yeah, I just can't anymore. Like, I just can't get with it. Like, I look stupid trying to rub shoulders with people that are on here like Enchanted Life Path. Like, when you gotta watch two motherfucking ads to look at one of my videos, that'll be the day hell freezes over. I will never make you good people look at no fucking ad to look at any of the shit that I made for this little girl. I went through Battle Creek after 1994, so... Nice. Yeah, Battle Creek is the slum. Thank you. Like, these people are so Jackson. That's where my people are from, and the prison. Thank you, guys. No, I just don't have. There's nothing to add. There's no unpacking. There's no takeaway moments right now. It's all bad, right? I do read the messages, yeah. Detroit in the house. Cooley High in the house. Cooley High in the house. Yeah, they ain't throwing no ads on mine. Promise you that. Yeah, I don't know what that dude is smoking, but it ain't this. It ain't this. But I got some people down there by Wyandotte. You understand me? I got people all up and down the river. All up and down the river. Mackinac looking ass. I fucking swear I didn't understand a fucking word he was talking about. He's from the UK. Maybe UK from parallel universe. I just can't, right? Because like when I get fired up, I become more easy to understand. My voice elevates, it projects, it really decibels out. And I mean, the pan is just straight ahead, right at you. And that dude, when he gets upset, it's like listening to the rapper Twister on, 2 times speed ahead. Like, I just can't understand him. And he has that as a handicap, right? He uses that almost like people use racism, like, oh, now you're making fun of the way I talk, looking ass. And I'm like, no, you're just talking as fast as a fucking L1 fucking Corvette can go fast, motherfucker me. What are you talking about? DuPont. Woo! Look here. I lived on Battle Creek Ave. And then I lived on Seavor. And then I lived, that's all on the south side. Then I moved to Post Edition. And I lived over off of Kingman Drive, 315 Kingman Drive. But I'm all through the South. My people used to live off of Riverside, you know what I'm saying, in the South. Scoosers speak fat, yeah. His community post said he slept 15 hours and he goes live making less sense than usual. Sally Court looking at Hartford, Michigan. Mm-hmm. That's right. I used to be cool. You won't never walk out your house nowhere in the world and smell cereal like you will in Battle Creek looking ass. That's the real deal. Your grandparents live in Battle Creek? All my people live in Battle Creek. You got a serial killer? Man, there's always something serial going down in Flint. Let me tell you what, man. Scouser, gotcha. 30 years? I never had no people that worked at... I know lots of people that worked at Kellogg's. But my people used to work at Post. Because they got Kellogg's and Post there. Yeah. What up, dope? Texas pecan. We got the Triple D. Morning. Yeah, that's all. That's really all I wanted to say this morning, guys. Is grape nuts. Hell yeah. Blowjob Betty, she ain't doing none of that. Don't worry. She ain't going to nobody's house doing nothing. TT. People say I'm a posh Londoner. Edible gravel. Man, if you let it sit in that milk for a minute and you put like 2 layers of sugar, man, that shit'll keep you going all day, man. Sharon and Janet would make a great couple. They feed off one another. They're both whack, and I feel so bad for Prairie Boy. You just know he's hoping there's an end to this. Hell yes. You ain't got nothing to say, man. Don't come on here and just clog up the airways saying that stupid shit, man. Fact checker. If you ain't got nothing smart to say, don't come on here saying no bullshit, okay? Don't. What's the strain of today? Zaza Farms. Look it up. Super duper. Nah, Battle Creek ain't shit. You got to leave over there by the mall. Leave from by Lakeview, and you got to go north, away from Lake. Everything by Lakeview is going to be the shit. If you go towards downtown, east, south, west, north, it's the slum. God, Cass. Oh, Barney the dinosaur sounding ass. Thank you. Man, my teeth need some whitening. When I started this shit a year ago, my teeth were sparkling white. Now I have like 5 cups of fucking coffee a day, studying this internet, and smoke a pack of cigarettes in the morning and shit. Can't grow southern strains up here. Indo. That's right. Electric treatments. Yeah, man. Mr. Cher making multiple trips to ER for anxiety. Enough said. Man. Like it's... Let me tell you what, man. Really got some real moments of clarity since being friends with Penny. And I've come to realize over the past couple of weeks that certain things that I placed a lot of importance on aren't really actually that important. And that's went a long way. Like, you know, really she is kind of that voice, or is the voice of reason for me. And you know, when you're in a situation, ladies, gentlemen, when you're in a situation that doesn't feel good, that isn't rewarding, that doesn't make you feel good when you walk away from it, and doesn't make you want to rush back to it because you miss it, you got to let it go. You just got to let it go. Whether those are people, places, things. I'm not sure what happened either, Goya. Penny is a damn good friend. But let me tell you what. Penny's not just a good friend to me. Penny would be a good friend to anybody. That's the thing. And I think that that's where I want to be at too. I want to be able to receive everyone when they come to me, no matter what they may have said or done, to me in the past, or to people I care about in the past, because I've done the same thing. I've tried to remain a force in a community politicked and organized by women. And so I understand that, speaking with many intelligent women, that for a man in this community, that the women they make double standards for us immediately. And that was some real shit for her to tell me. She's like, yeah, Benny, like, it's going to be times here you can't win. It's going to be times you're not going to win, Benny. And you have to understand it when you can't win, or when you're not going to win. Man, that's nobody's fault necessarily. Just because I lose or I win isn't necessarily, it doesn't make someone else responsible for that, right? And so what I'm alluding to is, it's like if somebody comes over to our community from one of the Molly Go Lightly communities, and then, you know what I'm saying, we want to say things, or we're geared to say things like, Molly Go Lightly sent these people, or Bullhorn Betty sent these people. Man, they can't send these people. They can't. I gotta pee. These people go on their own. Man, this is the real world that we live in, right? Like, let me tell you what, these 40, 50, 60, 70-year-old women over there, let me tell you what, they didn't make it to 40, 50, 60, and 70 by being no dummies, right? Let me tell you what, only a smart person can play dummy. Man, you can't be no dummy and try to act smart. The fuck? It doesn't last long. It lasts hours, if that much. Thank you so much, Ms. D. And that's where I'm at, right? Like, John Crimes and Penny, they've been instrumental. Crude too. These guys, I mean, you know what? Like, it wasn't until John Crimes helped me understand and put into words what I was even actually doing during the doxing phase of my YouTube career. And he's like, Benny, don't the people in your hood, don't they know your address? Don't they know where you live at, even your enemies? And I said, yeah. And he's like, does that bother you? And I'm like, no. And he's like, that's why you did the doxing online. People don't dox because they're scared of doxing. That's how when you come into this, it's when you come into this YouTube reality and you're like, oh shit, I know everybody's address in my whole life. These people are talking greasy. And so in your real life, when people talk greasy, you go see about it, or you try to make something happen. And I didn't understand, right? It's not even like, we don't know of a doxing situation in our community that has went sour. We just don't, right? And I think that that's all, like it's not that anyone is trying to hurt anyone else or do anything, that's going to cause irreparable harm. And I mean irreparable. Not Griff's irreputable with an E. Irreparable harm. And we don't see that sort of physicality, right? You might see people calling municipalities on one another. Yesterday I was told that MGL made a live about the CPS coming to her house, and that I would have something to do with that. What do you mean? Let me tell you what. The way that bitch acts, she's got CPS every fucking week. You people just don't hear about it. That's it. I mean, I do not mean irreparable. Reputable damage. Yeah, I mean, for her to say that CPS coming to her house yesterday is like not a regular thing, I assure you it is. Police, CPS, like all of them come to her house. Hospice. Hospice? Yeah, Mark. Thank you, Fluffy. Savage looking ass. Girl, let me tell you what, girl. You put your goddamn foot in that makeup last night, girl. Ooh. You put your foot in it. She was sitting there looking like she was going to Red River, downtown Dallas, to cut a rug. Girl, you were looking so fine. It was CPS. Yeah, man. Hell yeah, Savage had her hair all curled up and it was just draping down. And I'm like, look at her. Ooh. Hell yeah. Yeah, it was a good live too. She looked like she expected to go to Vegas. Hell yeah. She looked gorgeous. I was like, damn. Not that she's not pretty all the time, but she had an extra glow last night. And I was like, look at this bitch. She is a hot piece. Hell yeah. Shit yeah. Anyways. Man, you know, I understand that there's different parts of the community that do different things. And Gilf Life, gang, gang. And I don't even think she's that old. She, you know, she's a senior to my sophomore or to my freshman. That's all. We just got semesters between us, girl. Ain't no years between us no more. Yeah, her hair and her nails are always on point. Hell yeah. You know, it's something about a woman's hands. When she has nails, like they move their hands differently. And it seems like it's, hell yeah, you still got it, girl. See, I told you, I'm 42. You are a senior in high school to my freshman looking ass. Ooh, girl. I know. And TT's fine too. All you women are fine. It's the way God made you. I'm your elder looking ass. Girl, please. Don't you know when I was a young man, you still could have been on the menu looking ass. Have you seen the video on Jose's Facebook from June 15th? Mark said I'm a grandpa looking ass. No, I haven't. Yeah, Savage is fine. Shit, yeah. And she's got a little bit of that hood chick in her, and I like it. Yeah, she's hood, man. She could be country, hood, city. Like I like, yeah, man. Yeah, man. Josh, 36 is too young looking ass. She said she likes people right over 40, like 41, 42. Thank you, Sassy. About freighter that talked about you lot, Candace and you. A freighter. Was that a trucker? Yeah, I'm going to check it out. This is what I'm going to tell you. I'm 54, looking ass. No looking ass. Maybe when I was 20 and shit. But I got my name and I got my game from a woman. So that's it. Man, look here. I'm to the age in my life, if you don't have some stretch marks, you don't know what you're doing looking ass. I like a woman that's got just a little mileage on her looking ass. That means that she ain't scared looking ass. You know what I'm saying? Theo, Lorraine, same age looking ass. You know, really what it boils down to is at 7 months, 10 days, whatever we're 7 months, close to 10 days. So at 7 months, what can you add to it? Hey, Tracy, love Dolly right back. I seen Dolly Vision. If you're not subscribed to Dolly Vision, man, that's my homeboy. Go over there and check him out. He's got a cool new intro, and it's got he incorporated me into the intro, and it is dope. Dolly is quite the media guy here, so shouts out to Dolly Vision, man. He's the real Chablis. Well, guess what? Benny is damn near single looking ass. Oh. Yeah. Jimmy Jams is the man. Yeah. You know, it at 7 months, what can you add to it? Yeah, I'm almost innocent. I'm almost innocent. I'm almost single. Do I want to hook up? Man, I have to wait until it's all the way final. You see, I ain't been wearing no ring in a long time. The mark's almost gone from, well, no, the mark. And I got her initial right there, so that's going to be a problem. It's just always going to be, hi, how you doing looking ass? It just is what it is, man. It's life. It's the journey. Guess what? You can sit there and piss and moan and try to be upset about it, but you want to know what? It's God's plan, and so it's perfect every time. Dumpster ain't nothing about it. You're right. You've been on lockdown for 25 years. Well, guess what? He better put the right spin on the game, looking ass. That K can easily be turned into a T, Benny. Hey, girl. Yeah, it's God's plan, so it's perfect every time. So to complain about where God has you sitting is to be restless and you know, not in control of your life. Yep, he's a keeper. Thank you, Megs. And that's another thing I want you guys really to take away from this live. This isn't about true crime. It's not about true crime. I want to implore you all to want better, right? Implore us all. Impress upon us all a restraint that at 7 months, too many cooks in the kitchen, too many chiefs and not enough Indians, right? Too many hands in the dope, right? You get lost in the sauce. And come to England and you won't be for long. Oi, oi. Here I come looking ass. Restraint. You can always add more. You can always cut off a little bit more. But when you take your hands off the wheel, it's going to be a perfect plan every time. Every time. And so what I mean by is if you're cooking chili, you don't go with the garlic to the hilt. You keep adding. You can keep adding and monitoring, adding and monitoring. You don't go so far. You don't go head over heels, and then you need a whole rescue team to pull you back to dry land because if you had a restraint, you wouldn't jump into the water without knowing what it felt like. You dip your toe. And so I'm asking everybody when it comes to the impact, like so many of us have no idea the impact that we have on these cases on this fucking box right here. They have no idea. They have no idea. You go to a church and you film a girl and you persecute her while she's praying, or you go over here to the probation officer and you film him without knowing too. Or you do this, that, and the third, and you get a man fired, and so he can't pay his child support to the state for his boys. Like all of those things. And really what you could do, what happens is when good people see people on the fringe being attacked, you know what they do? They circle around the person. They circle around them, MGL. And then what you end up doing is you're just attacking yourself. Because you're throwing these attacks and they're just bouncing back at you. You can see it in real time right now. Yes, Savage, this shit brings out an emotion in us that it ought not be able to touch, right? It touches parts of us like, you know how some of us, some of us can listen to a song and it can make us cry. Other people listen to that same song and be like totally turned off and say like, man, please change that. And so we all have likes and wants and needs that are all tailor fitted to basically what we want and what we like, right? You're not hardly ever going to want something for you that doesn't feel good or isn't good for your being, right? So you know, when you start to look at, you know what it's like? It's like we chose, the Amber Alert went off. This is the dangerous part about Amber Alerts. The Amber Alert went off. We all got alerted to the little girl. And next thing you know, we decide, somebody decided to pick little Summer Wells up and throw her into the fish tank with all the piranhas. All the piranhas. Would we actually, let me ask any of you here, would any of you want the help YouTube can provide if your child went missing? Happy birthday, Joe. Everybody wish Joe Spring a happy birthday. Joni, wish Joni a happy birthday. Right? Like, would you want these people helping you? That's the thing. Really what our goals should be? Our goals should be to rush to the people that are, I don't even know, like people who just lost a kid are already dealing with so much in their real life that they want to lighten the load. They want to find a safe place, seemingly, right? They come into YouTube under the fog of losing their children, and then they bump into people here that they have no idea. CM, Doug, Josh, like these people, and they have no idea that these people are doing this because of the money. Because of the money. Man, Doug can't take no days off. Josh can't take no days off. Cher, Mark can't take no days off. None. Boy, I'd take a whole month off. Wouldn't mean me shit. Wouldn't make me nothing. Wouldn't make me no never mind whatsoever. And that's the thing. You know what we have here? We have a whole bunch of people that a missing dog sign means nothing to. Guess what? These people don't want to help you look for their dog unless there's a reward involved. They'll run every drop of gas out their car trying to find a dog for $50. But if there isn't no reward, they don't want nothing to do with it. They don't want to help for free. Can you imagine everywhere you go in life, you need something in life, but you're like, pay me first looking ass. Pay me first looking ass. Boy. Right? And that's the thing, right? Like, man. It's stupid, man. You mean to tell me you gotta pay me to help do this? Oh, no. 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 Let me tell you what. A reward is designed to entice someone with a shaky moral compass who ordinarily wouldn't come forward to do the right thing for free. That's what rewards are for. A reward for a dog, a lot of times, is to try to solicit help. But a lot of times it's to try to tempt the person that maybe already have the dog to return it. That's what rewards do. You're not asking for the fucking church to go out on the street and start digging for fucking leads so they can win a reward. Man, come on. Man, you don't receive rewards, you win them. It's like a scavenger hunt. Man, look here. First of all, I wouldn't want a bunch of these motherfuckers to look for my kid for free, let alone try to find some comfortability in the fact that these motherfuckers are making exotic car money. This bitch made $50,000, $60,000 on this motherfucking me case. 60 fucking K. That part looking ass. 60 fucking K. Oh, and let me tell you what, she made it off the backs of people that had to pick between medicine and groceries and shit. Can you imagine? Hoo-wee. Let me tell you what, looking ass. Oh, I bet nobody's even thought so far down the fucking road. When this thing comes to a conclusion, what is that gonna look like at that point? What do you mean, Benny? Looking ass. I'm saying when they find this little girl, no matter what state they find her in, and I mean physical state, look how these people are behaving when we have no answers. Guess what? As soon as they find this little girl, let me tell you what we all should be secretly praying for right the fuck now. We need to secretly be praying that they find this girl in whatever state she is in a different state, across state lines, because then it becomes a federal case. Just like Ghislaine Maxwell. Can you imagine them trying to handle that shit at a county motherfucking me jail? Woo! Shit! No, it goes federal. They don't so much as even have a sound bite of Ghislaine Maxwell in court, in a Fed court. Man, fuck no. That's what you start to look for a way to compartmentalize the situation away from the public. Holy shit. Can you imagine what happens when it goes to a criminal phase? Whoever's involved in the criminal phase. And I feel really good there will be one day. I don't give a fuck who sits there. But let me tell you what. You've seen pilgrimages like you've never seen them before on YouTube. and the little girl is still missing looking ass. Wait until people are trying to sneak around there, in the best case scenario, to get pictures of the little girl, or to see the little girl, or to pray at her feet looking ass. Woo! Let's imagine she doesn't come home in the state that we want. The people that are going to try to sneak and get pictures at a funeral of a profession. Procession, excuse me. Funeral procession. Holy shit. Have we not thought that far ahead? Whoa. Man, look at how they're vulturing around right now. They did the same thing to Cash. Guess what? I live 0.8 of a mile away from where baby Cash was butchered. Let me tell you what, man. They forget about these little kids. They forget about these little kids. It's like these little kids when they go missing. See, it's been a lot of people been clipping different shit out of things that I've said in the past week. And that also has led to me taking a break. Because we don't have people that are smart enough to understand that when they clip some shit that's out of context, even when it's out of context, it still is fucking logic. It's logic. People said, oh, Benny says Amber Alerts are no good. That's not what I said. I'm actually smart enough to see that Amber Alerts aren't always all good. No. There are times when the Amber Alert is incorrect, or that a situation isn't what it is to look like on the Amber Alert. Or when you start to put suspect over the name of someone else who's allegedly, what you have then is people can't find the man or the woman that's with the child, so they start attacking the family on the Facebook, on the Instagram, until it's full blown. Yes. Guess what? You open up the victims. When you put the little girl or the little boy's face on the fucking Amber Alert, that's one thing. Let me tell you what. Let's just assume we're looking for a box of cigarettes driving down the road. You don't need to know the cigarettes by name in order to identify them. You are not going to walk up to a car with someone named Newport in it and say, hey, Newport, you got Dr. Pepper looking ass. You're not going to do that. You already know what the two look like. You don't need to know their names. You're not going to go and stop the man. The only people that need to know the names of those people are the people that know the names to those fucking people. Right? What you need to know is what they look like. I mean, as soon as you put little Summer Wells on a fucking Amber Alert, this is what we got now. Holy shit. And you mean to tell me that everything that's happened on this, or anything that's happened on this fucking YouTube has been helpful to this little girl? Can't even put a fucking billboard up without understanding, first of all, they fucked the money off. Secondly, to even understand what the billboard represents. You don't put up a fucking billboard if you think Don and Candace had something to do with that little girl and her demise or her disappearance. You put up billboards along the side of the fucking highway because you think she's made it to the highway looking ass. You didn't put a bunch of fucking billboards around Ben Hill and Beach Creek, did you, motherfucker? No, hell no. Brad, You don't put up billboards when you are talking about putting a gun to somebody's head because you think they've done something to their daughter, do you? To think that Don had something to do with his daughter's disappearance, but you want to put a 9mm to his head? But meanwhile, you're taking money from these ladies to put up this motherfucking me billboard? Bitch ass boy, you got the whole thing fucked up. The whole thing. So let's guess what? Let's say young Newport here, he's gone missing with Dr. Pepper looking ass. What's the first thing you're going to do? You're going to go to the fucking Facebook. You're going to go to the Intellis. You're going to go to the People Finder. And you're going to background search everybody in little Newport's life. Everybody. And then what you're going to do is you're going to systematically go down every single family member and find out why it's the family's fault that little Newport has went missing. Probably dig into Dr. Pepper's life too, but in America we do a beautiful, wondrous phenomenon, and it's called victim bashing. It really makes us stiff to look at somebody in their worst fucking day and tell them how we think it's their fault. And you tell me every fucking Amber Alert is helpful. Don't worry, I'll wait. What I did say that got misconstrued on Crudes was that I am no longer friends with a man who turned off his Amber Alerts. We're standing there and the Amber Alert goes off and you can hear all these other Amber Alerts, and I'm looking at my homeboy and I'm like, bro, you turned off your Amber Alerts? He's like, I don't like the way that thing sounds. And I'm like, hold up, swole him up. You mean to tell me you don't give a shit about what could drive down the fucking street right next to you right now? You don't like the sound of it, so you turn it off. Boy, come hella high water, you won't see the likes of me again, looking ass. Just can't do it. Use your heads out here. For you to say that every single Amber Alert is in the good is for you to agree with everything that I say. Because let me tell you what, like Big John said, you know what? Man, I can't fuck with you if you believe in everything I say. If you don't challenge some of the shit that I put out there, if you don't challenge my logic, my critical thinking, you're a yes man. I don't need a yes man. I need somebody that's going to challenge me. Guess what? Fizzle ain't no yes person. Fizzle don't yes person nothing. She's like, boy, fix your shit. Look at it this way. And I'm like, oh, hell yeah. And then so when you start thinking of things in the way you think someone else that you admire would look at things, you automatically start leaning towards that logic that is already helpful to you when you ask for it. You don't have to ask for it. You can just seek it out. And you're like, oh, yeah, shit, yeah. Man, let me just do what I think Fizzle might do every time instead of what I think Benjamin might do every time. Yes. Oh, no. Undo. I'm sorry, E&E. I hit the wrong button looking ass. Hold on. I meant to give you a, damn it. Where'd she go? Man, hold on, man. E&E. Unhide her. Oh, shit. E&E, can you comment again? Can unhide her looking ass? I was trying to give you the wrench. Did she comment again? Okay, she's not hidden. All right. Okay, that's looking at. I was trying to give you a wrench looking at. They need to move them things away from each other. That's all I'm saying, right? Like, that's all I'm saying. You don't need to know every single thing about every single Amber Alert. You don't. There has to be, this is the thing. Summers almost doesn't meet the criteria for an Amber Alert because we know historically an Amber Alert has to meet some prongs in order to be put out as an Amber Alert. Typically, you have a child. Typically, you have an offender. Typically, you have a color, license plate, and description of the vehicle, and you have a direction of travel. Now, you don't have to have all of these things, but you have to have a couple in order to initiate it as an Amber Alert. Oh. So what happens is when you put Summer on an Amber Alert, but you don't have an offender and you don't have a direction of travel, what the fuck does it suggest people to do? What it suggests people to do is focus on the parents immediately. Let me tell you what, looking ass. Had this been an informational report looking ass, this whole thing be different. This whole fucking thing would be different. Hell yeah, common sense ain't too fucking common looking ass. And that's on real life, right? Guess what? You never seen the child in you never seen Summer Wells in your life. So in the first critical minutes, even what she looks like isn't as important as what she's wearing and the direction of travel. You don't even have those two prongs. I mean, you have one of the prongs. You have no direction of travel. You've got no suspect and you've got no vehicle description, not in the Amber Alert. In subsequent days, you had an alleged red truck that may or may not know something. That's all they would say. They may or may not know something. All the money in the case can't even bring the red truck in. I said early on, man, why don't you peel off about 10K, peel off 10 racks and say, we got 10K for the person that drives the truck. Man, we just want to holler at you. That's all. You need all the prongs. That's it, Kate. You got to have prongs, right? It's the prongs of defense or the prongs of offense, right? But typically, you've got to have these prongs in order to meet a scenario, okay? With Summer Wells, what did you have with no suspect, no vehicle description, and no direction of travel? What you had was Summer Wells. Let's immediately look into her family. Not to say that that was wrong or right necessarily, but to me, it seemed wrong. It seemed like, well, let me say it this way. Let's use a little more reverse engineering logic. We did an Amber Alert and it didn't fucking work. We can see to the end. The very first days, we couldn't see what the Amber Alert might produce. It's produced nothing. Nothing. So you could say you didn't even need to do one for her. Slink, in not so many words, yes. You don't put out an Amber Alert for a child that the police think wandered away. In my opinion, because look what it's done. Swear, man. It's the LE's job. That's it. And so when we had the addition of the Amber Alert, what the Amber Alert does is it suggests and it solicits help from the public. Now, we do know that historically, many cases get solved due to interactions with the public. But at the same time, We also know that the eyewitness accounts are notoriously inconsistent. You could ask 5 people that all saw one thing but didn't have a camera to revert back to a video, and they're all going to legitimately tell you different scenarios. Okay? This is what we have to understand. Seven months, 1 week, and people still can't look past the hill. That's sort of, you could see, that's proof in concept. When you put out an Amber Alert that doesn't meet the prongs, basically it looks like what happens is what we have here. Right? That's what we have here. A fucked up Amber Alert got us to where we're at now. That Amber Alert wasn't helpful at all. You mean to tell me it would probably still be, it would be just like it is now, even if we had no Amber Alert? I swear for God, it would be just like it is now with no Amber Alert. On this one, daisies. Be on the lookout. That's different. That wasn't a be on the lookout. It's an Amber Alert. It's still active to this day. So, wandered where? Hawkins County Sheriff Ronnie Lawson's official verbatim statement about the disappearance of Summer Wells is this, and I quote, "The very real possibility that she went missing in the surrounding terrain around her home." How many times? How many times? I'll tell you this, we just had an Amber Alert here in Texas. Oh no, actually it wasn't an Amber Alert. Let me retract that. An 11-year-old boy, not far from where I live at, 11-year-old boy left his home with shorts on and no shirt. And when I had heard of the story, my dad was telling me, because it was on TV, but there was no Amber Alert. And I still do not know right now what the status of the boy is. I'll tell you, at 11 years old, with as cold as it's been here, and you start thinking about exposure, but that's not the point. The point is that the boy wandered away from the house and there was no Amber Alert. It doesn't meet the prongs. It didn't meet the prongs. What it was a be on the lookout. You go to the news and you're like, hey, we've got one that wandered away. Uh-oh, we need all the public's help. Let me tell you what, for the most part, Amber Alerts are sort of compartmentalized to the region and the locale in which they take place. Now, with the system the way it is now, anyone can look up Amber Alerts from anywhere. They happen every day. And you see Tiffany Marie, actually. Tiffany, she posts a lot of missing kids from Texas. That's super cool. Now, you have to look at the logistics and the demographics as far as per capita. You've got Cali, you've got Texas, you've got a few other states that have a much more substantial population. So quite naturally, states with bigger populations will, demographically have, you would think, more of the missing. But this is the thing. Ultimately, also, what the Amber Alert could potentially do, and it's designed in for people. Let me be completely honest with you. If I was driving down the highway, or any person for that matter, if you love children enough, I suppose, you could be subject to this issue. You see someone driving down the road. It meets the vehicle description, it meets the license plate, and it meets the direction of travel. And when you pull up next to it, it's got the offender in it with the child. You've got a 50-50 chance that the citizenry that identifies the situation is not going to get involved themselves. Right? Look at the YouTube community. What you have in the YouTube community is you have a bunch of creators that would get involved, would not call the police first, would try to stop this themselves, and then you have a bigger problem. A bigger problem. A more substantial issue. You have an issue. Now, let's just be real. So many of Amber Alerts are familial abductions. A very small number of the Amber Alerts that are put out come back with the worst case scenario. Very few. So what we are sort of doing is we start to, on particular Amber Alerts, you have scenarios where you up the ante. Yes, Dumpster. What happens is you up the ante. When you make it all public, now you've got a person that's feeling hunted, as they should. But as a theoretical question, do we want someone to feel hunted while they have a child in their custody that they could mean harm to? I don't know. I don't know. But you do know, hasn't been not one tip. Tens and tens of thousands of tips. Not one good one. Not one. So anyone that just sits there and says that every Amber Alert is helpful is a yes man. Is someone who's not capable of seeing that nothing is 100% good. That's what I'm saying. Nothing is 100% good. It can't be. There's flaws in everything. And the flaws that we see when there's children involved in situations like these are remarkable flaws. Absolutely remarkable flaws. The sort of flaws that any one of the number of flaws we've seen could have been the very thing that pressed someone over the line. Now, we are talking about familial in terms of the Amber Alert. We also know 1 to 400 children on average go missing every year by stranger danger. That is just the random weirdo in the white van handing out candy. That sort of ideology, right? Because for decades and decades and decades, we've been preaching to our children, our grandchildren, our brothers and our sisters, all been lied to about this phenomenon of stranger danger. But it's not actually as strange as your parents want you to think it is. It's like we lie to our children about the Easter Bunny and the Tooth Fairy and fucking Santa Claus. Right? We lie to them to make them believe somebody in the world could take them, and it isn't necessarily so. You've got more chance as a parent having your child struck by lightning than being abducted. by a stranger. That's just, it is what it is. Absolutely, Graham Bam. The benefit outweighs the flaw. But are we willing to sacrifice even one child for the greater good? I guess this is America. We have to. We have to. We got to think of a better way. Gotta be a way to streamline this situation, because let me tell you what, man. It did the same thing. It did the same thing in the Orrin and Orson West case. It did the same thing. It focused on the family. I mean, this happens more often than we even know. And I'm not telling you. I believe in the science. I believe wholeheartedly in the science of the Amber Alert. But I'm not so simple to think that the situation we're all involved in now has something to do with the public's interaction and availability. Right? Yeah, I don't know why we wouldn't use the National Guard. Beautiful idea, Joe. In fact, that's what Don's been saying since like day one. Like, man, why can't we use the military to find these children? Right? Like we use the military to stop looting after hurricanes, but not to find little fucking kids? The fuck are you talking about? Holy shit. No, somehow that's too much like right. Right? It's sort of like the Amber Alert, which we know isn't always that effective, is like we want unqualified people in the public to be getting involved in these situations long after they need to be. That's it, Kate. It makes no sense, right? Like, instead of enlisting the help of more professionals, what Amber Alerts do is they alert a very, very unqualified public. And yeah, there's checks and balances. The good does overweigh the flaw. But we still have to identify the children who are a victim of the flaw. That's what I'm talking about. You have to identify the children that become the victim of the flaw. You have to be able to identify that the way that a case looks is the result of the flaw. This is a result of the flaw, in my opinion. In my opinion, you know, take it or leave it. You don't have to like it. I'm very staunch about the way I feel about Amber Alerts. I absolutely 100% believe in the science. I think the problem is, though, is that the situation needs to like hardcore meet a criteria that, I mean, you have your local news, right? You have ways to enlist the public about children that wander away. And I think that that's really, I guess, kind of what I'm narrowing down to, is that children that wander away, and clearly there's enough of them, children that wander away, we got to have some sort of streamlined, sort of a different system, right? I don't know what that looks like. Yeah, Amber Alerts definitely need to be revamped. Yeah. When you have a scenario with a child that's gone wandered, This is the thing. You're erring on the side. You're erring on the side of caution when you don't put certain things out as missing or abducted. Right?
Thank you.
Before they put out an Amber Alert, all roads and highways should be locked down. I agree. But that's where, that's sort of where you need to take on, the community needs to take on a role. Like, just like we have neighborhood watches, we need to have neighborhood kid watches. You can't just call the police when you see somebody in the neighborhood fucking off. You have communities that should have their own, like a missing child drill. There you go, Cher. Should be a missing child drill that everyone should know what to do when in the event that a child goes missing in your community, right? Lockdown, search every car. There's better ways, right? There's better ways, especially for children that wander away. I mean, at this point, what we as an online community have to believe is what law enforcement puts out about these children, and what the law enforcement in Hawkins County believes is that the real possibility that she wandered away from her home and became lost in the terrain surrounding her home. So you have to look at it as such. To go against what law enforcement is actually laying out as the situation is to get in the way. Oh no, I don't think he's right. Let's do this. It's very qualified to be making that, to be rendering that opinion, right? Amber Alerts are great things, but they need to be revamped and they need to be closely monitored. I mean, we have enough case study now. There have been enough Amber Alerts for us to go back and track the successful wandering aways. Like, how many wander away Amber Alerts have been successful and useful? If we can tell by the case study that when children wander, it's not the best thing to do an Amber Alert, why don't we do something different? If a kid wanders away from Austin, Texas, and I'm in Dallas, Texas, I don't necessarily need to know that a child in Austin, Texas has wandered away. That could be unhelpful in so many ways, right? And in fact, just had that, right? A young girl from Buda, Texas, she ran off with her boyfriend. He's an older guy. She's ran away twice, right? They've made an Amber Alert, and she's with her boyfriend. So it's like, I get those cases too. I get them, right? Yeah. And everything plays a part in the next part, right? You get an Amber Alert. It's not what we want it, it's one of those Amber Alerts that doesn't have all the pieces, right? It doesn't suggest that someone took her. So in America, if it doesn't suggest that she's been taken, automatically has to be the parents, right? Automatically. I mean, there's just no other way around it. And that's where the logic leaves, right? It's like, oh goodness, has to be the parents. And when you're focused on the parents, you want to know what can happen? The real offender can just walk her right behind, right on the street, right on the sidewalk in front of everybody. Because you're looking at Don and Candace, right? Man, you know how far gone this situation is? And I hate to be the one come here this morning and say it, This situation is a lost cause. If YouTubers don't start peeling off like onions, this thing, it's already ruined. Not funny. It's already ruined. The only thing that'll save it now is a time machine. YouTubers done too much. Like the logic that you know, Blowjob Betty and MGL had when they're like, let's get Don fired from his job. That's insane. He's paying emergency child support to the state for his boys. Get fired from his job. I mean, what? The logic. To think 2 more steps down the stairs of logic is too much. Is too much like right. So, Tay in the wind, good to see you. That's really my piece this morning. I had to make some sense out of it, you know, because yesterday on Crude's channel, yeah, Fizzle, no foresight. Yesterday on Crude's channel, they almost got him. They were like, oh, Benny said this, and this about Amber Alerts. And they almost got him. And he was like, well, this isn't a safe place for anybody. Right? And here I was on the block over at Crude's, and I was like, damn, man. I'm watching it go down, and I'm not even commenting because I'm like, it's out of context. It's out of context. He understood it was out of context, but it's the fact that this community is the way it is that even Crude can't even lock in his mind. Like, yeah, these people are so unpredictable. There's no way Benny could be the same from day to day because the rest of them aren't. Right? I mean, that's the only way. That's the only way to spin the game. I've seen you, E&E. I've seen a whole bunch of you over there saying that. And I was just like, damn. Like, I love Crude. That's my brother from another mother. And I'm not talking shitty about it. I'm just saying that, you know, this community is so fucked up that Crude can't even believe that somebody's going to be the same from day to day. And that's sucky. That's really sucky. Because I've been the same way since day one, man. Day one. Thank you, Glow with the Glow. I seen you in there too, AM. I seen G-Dog in there. Rap View was in there. It was a bunch of people in there saying, whoa, Benny didn't say that. No. He said this or whatever. Like, Rap was like, give me a wrench looking ass. Logic is not YouTube's best friend. You were too, Chrissy. Logic is not YouTube's best friend. Because logic doesn't rule here. Foresight doesn't rule here. Ace Candle was too. In order to be relevant here, you have to remove your foresight to be just as shallow as the people you're dealing with. We were ready to throw a wrench. I already know. You know what I'm saying? And so it's like, I appreciate, and you know what? This ain't talking shit about Crude. I appreciate Crude having an environment and a culture. Thank you next. For Crude to even have that sort of environment where no one is safe from criticism. That's a beautiful thing. That is a beautiful thing. I'm just saying that, man, I'm not going to change. I'm going to be the same way all the way through. Right? So, you know, that's that. But, you know, here's my expose on Amber Alerts. I'm not a yes man. I do not think every Amber Alert is helpful. Just like I don't think rewards are all the time helpful. Think of the logic of the reward. You're trying to get someone who doesn't tell the truth for free to be helpful. You are tempting them with money. How many cases with rewards actually come to a closure? How many of those rewards are actually collected? It's also a science it's a pseudoscience in some cases, not in every case, but rewards and in these different things, they're a pseudoscience, right? Like, it's like thinking Don and Candace had something to do with their daughter's disappearance. Meanwhile, you want to feel a bit of self-glory to put up a billboard that doesn't represent to you what it represents to the real world, right? We didn't put money towards a billboard. We didn't raise as much money as we could as a community in order to show Don and Candace how guilty they were. But that's what it felt like. It felt like we did that just so we could say things about Don and Candace and say, oh, look, we as a community, we paid for some billboards. You didn't. Like, it's like that's what the whole fizzle was. The fizzle was to outdo Don and Candace as a community. What they could do is two people. I don't know, man. So you start playing with Amber Alerts and you start playing with rewards, and these are the things that end up being the compasses for these tragedies. Real deal. These end up being the things that lead people, right? They're the things. Fuck. Chrissy's pew pew. Where's Chrissy? I thought she had a pew pew. Yeah, they have. It is what it is. They found a lot of people. But they need a hot scent, just like a dog, right? They got to have a hot scent. For them to come back to Tennessee, that's cute. Thank you, Joni. I don't know. Look at it. When you start making sense and talking logic, look what comes out. I mean, how in the fuck? This is a penitentiary. We are trying to solve a little girl's missing case in a fucking penitentiary full of fucking sodomites. We are locked into this right here. You got too much compassion and not enough head space, not enough heart space. Because you could have all the best intentions, but be fucked up in your heart or up here. These two things aren't aligned, man. You got a real big fucking problem, man. And these things aren't aligned here. You got people here that will completely demolish the case, and then once they personally, and I'm talking about Bill Horn or Bill Fold Betty, Blowhorn Sweaty, or MGL and all the other fucking dumbasses. Soon as it gets to be a personal attack, that's when you hear, "Oh, I'm not going to help anymore. I'm just not going to find her. No, I don't want to help find her anymore." Looking ass. What? Cher don't even know what Cher is doing no more. Backlash Betty is just fucking woo. Man, shit. I don't know, man. That's the science. It's the politics, baby. It's the politics. I'd love to know a lot of things that the police know, Chicos, but I'm willing to wait until the end, right? I'm willing to wait all the way until the end. Real shit. PayPal gang. Gang. Thank you. sweaty balls, Betty. I don't know. Like they just lost me with a bunch of this weird shit, you know. And it's like, who's crazier? The person who's crazy or the person on YouTube that tries to come around and beat up the crazy? Man, shit, I can't be that anymore. You want to be a dumb fuck? Just be a dumb fuck all on your own kind. I ain't got time for it, man. Please, I don't want to have time for it. Right? Like, this the thing, man. If you can't come here and do something useful today, don't fucking come here. Fucking wait till you find or figure out some more useful shit to say. Because when you come out here, man, and you got nothing to fucking talk about, you create a problem. Cash App gang, 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 gang. I'm willing to wait. I'm willing to wait. Cher's taking new lessons from her serial killer daddy. You gotta wonder how much of that shit's even real. For real. I'm still waiting on her to show all of y'all my airplane and shit. Mark said, nah, I encouraged her conspiracy crap messing around and then felt stupid. Man. And it's toxic subs that encourage bad behavior and diarrhea mouth. Pay them for it. Hell yeah, they won't pay you for good logic. Dickhead out of Atlanta. Ball bag strangler. I will never respect a woman who left her own children in another country. I'll never she can do whatever she wants with her children. I will never respect a woman that says I own an airplane when I don't, looking ass. I'm trying to see texture in my life like that, bitch, and you play with me. They don't pay creators for positivity. There's a science behind that too, because guess what, man? Positivity ain't infectious. I do something good, nobody will hear about it. If I do something bad, everyone will hear about it. That was an epic rumor. Holy shit. And then when I pinned her down about it, I think it was like, Benny's never going to hear about the airplane talk. And then as soon as Benny heard about the airplane talk, he was like, man, I want to know about the airplane talk. I want to see what kind of texture you're putting on my life, looking ass. And then I go over there to ask you about it, and it creates a domestic violence situation in y'all's house. Like, man, hold on, man. Fuck you, me. Benny, she's obsessed with you. I'm a bit worried about you being strangled. No. Hell yeah. Drama increases the dopamine. Hell yeah. Thank you, Billy. I've thought about doing shit. I've been asked by many people to come talk to youngsters and stuff. And God just hasn't pulled me all the way yet, you know? But that's really all I got for this morning, right now. I'm going to come back on later on, but, you know, let that sink in. The science of the Amber Alert and the science of reward. You got to know that just because something provides low-hanging fruit doesn't always mean that it's the best thing for everything. This is what I think. I actually think as human beings, we can create a system better than Amber Alert. I have hope that we can create a system better than the Amber Alert. Gang, gang, Hash Brown. Gang, gang. Look how many freaks came out to point fingers in the Delphi case to get that reward money. And guess what? The news keeps putting potential suspects next to them drawings, and then every month there's a new one. They didn't fuck that case up. With all the help, they helped it to death. I wish I could take Benny to work with me and do groups with me. I think he would be great at it. Man, I wish I could go with you, looking ass. Anyways, I don't want to muddy up what we've done already. You know, a good person might hear a bad person talking about it and tell. So that's my hope. You know, and it really, I'm going to tell you what, a big motivating factor for why I came here this morning and talked about the science of the Amber Alert in my own words is because Fizzle was like, I'm trying to understand your ideology on it. And I don't feel like when I was trying to explain it to her that I did a really articulate job. And after thinking about it, it was like, yeah, like she was challenging me. And I'm like, okay, let me really get my thoughts together and then present. This isn't even my best presentation. I could do better than this, but I think that it serves the purpose. But Benny and the Jets. You know, that's where we're at. I was accused of being female Benny Keys, get this, because I show compassion. I told her I was honored then, and more people should thank you. Kira, thank you. Thank you, Hash Brown. That's where I'm at, Benny Wood. You know, I'm not going to come here and spew a bunch of stuff about Summer and her family. It's already been done for the past 7 months and 1 week. I mean, fuck, Tiffany Marie's been on it since hour 3 with AB. Holy shit. They done worn this thing out like a thin sock looking ass. So that's Amber Alerts. That's reward science. I mean, reward science is imagining, you know, some nasty pedo motherfucker sitting back with a meth pipe, you know, waiting on the fucking reward to go high enough that he's like, ooh, yeah, I'll cash it in now, right? It's like 30K wasn't quite enough. 50K, not quite enough. 60K, almost there. 72 could be the number, though. Could be the number. Looking ass. Oh, yeah. You won't like what the person that comes to get that 72,000, you're not going to like what the fuck they look like. I promise you that. They had me and BK besties before. Man, looking ass, because they could tell the future sometimes, looking ass. Yeah, $500,000 at one point for the McCain. For the McCann, yeah. Man, rewards don't work. They work on low-level crime, drug crime, street crime. They work at that. When someone can call in and say, hey, looking ass, somebody's over here selling dope, looking ass. You know what I'm saying? Like, that works for that. Reward money, silent observer money. You know what I'm saying? Informant money. That shit works. It renders and garners results. Rewards on missing children's cases do not render results. It just doesn't. It don't. Like, it's strange because the little girl that went Harmony or whatever, isn't that what it is? I don't want to butcher it, but shit, Harmony had just been missing a little while and her reward was already 94,000. Right? Yep, they have an informer allowance. That's right. They had a reward for Elizabeth Smart, and that didn't work. Thankfully, she was found and returned. You guys tell me a case where somebody came forward and got the fucking reward. Don't worry. I'll wait. They're out there. But they ain't just out there. It works for snitches, and that's about it. Why is $72,000 better for information than $3,000? Tell me. Do we feel better paying more for something we should be getting for free? Tell me. Tell me. I'll wait. No. It is what it is. Nah. Abductions. Oh, terrorists. Yeah, look at Osama bin Laden. I mean, you could go down the list. Abductions that bring children in or information in for money. It doesn't work. Show me where it works. Yes, there are cases people have brought children back in or information for a reward, but tell me where. Prayers for BBK. I don't know what's going on. Sprechen Sie Deutsch looking ass. Rewards don't pay. Cops say, we've already received that tip. Thanks though, looking ass. Right. And he didn't even find them. They found him. That's right, Laura. Pedos get better treatment than drug addicts. Hell yeah. Think about it, man. Amber alerts don't work if you didn't see a car or a person. Usually somebody pissed off at an ex. Sometimes it is someone pissed off at an ex. Yes. That's another one of the flaws that enter into the system. Right? The likelihood of false Amber alerts. It happens all the time. Benny, how did you and Don meet? I would like to get info from you directly. I met him like everyone else, online. Simple. Simple. Why did Mary wait this long? Let me tell you what. It does not take the FBI to go over there and look in that septic tank. You think they haven't looked in that septic tank? That's it, Mark. Historically, rewards in missing children cases have never been collected. Never, ever, ever. Let me tell you what. There is an importance that's put on, let's say the Delphi case. That case is in the 300,000 range for the reward. That puts an extra sort of stringence on information. It puts an added level of importance on it that makes it almost so important, people want to keep it to themselves. They're like, holy shit. The guys who found Carly Trent. There you go. There's one. I'm not sure about the Cleveland case with the two girls that had been locked in the basement. I don't know anything about that. But let's say, no, I don't want to say it is, but if that man did receive a reward, there's two cases. I mean, historically, this is the thing. When situations when they get to that point with the money, like I was saying, there's an importance put on it that's almost presidential, and you're like, holy shit, this is fucking serious. But if it's at 5,000, I think there's a more late or no reward, right? Like, guess what? If reward science led to shoestring finding the culprit, then it would shoestring lead to finding the culprit. Let me tell you what, at 7 fucking months, let me tell you what. First of all, you don't want to believe whoever would come forward after 7 months has known this information the whole time. You don't want to believe that. And that's going to be the battle. Is it going to be someone that comes in with yesterday knowledge? That would be acceptable. We'd be like, oh yeah, somebody just found out. But what if they say, oh, I've known this the whole time, I was just scared to come forward? Oh, you mean you was scared to come forward while you was watching that fucking reward climb higher and higher and higher? Like, come on, man. Let me tell you what. I've been in every situation you could be in with Don. Drunk, super drunk, not drunk, crying, sad, happy, mad. And the man has never slipped. He's never even accidentally said, oh, I didn't mean that. That's not what I meant. Like, never, for fuck's sake. It was only what? It was by luck. Yeah, they found him. He didn't find him. Them girls was already trying to make a play. He just got him out. And thank God for that. You ain't seen him on the web, right? That's the whole thing. Be able to get the information out and then just remove them from the internet. Shanti, I'm not mad at you. You know what I'm saying? Like, did he ever explain what he meant when he said Summer's hair is longer now? I mean, just basic, cycles of life. After 7 months, hell yeah, her hair would be longer. After 3 months, her hair would be longer. He's telling you what to look for. Her hair's going to be longer, right? She might be this tall now, or she might, you know what I mean? Like, it's very common sense. It's people look at those things and they look way into it and they're like, oh, this doesn't make a lot of sense in correlation to, to what we want to hear him say when we think we've already been primed to hear him speak in the past tense. Man, I say that all the time with people that are living, that are alive. If I say, oh yeah, the dog was in the front seat, doesn't mean the dog is dead. It means the dog in the past tense of time was in the back seat. We know you can't definitively try to dictate truth or innocence. I mean, a lie or a fact through past tense. It doesn't work that way. You could look at some cases, and that's what they do. They look at old cases where an offender spoke about a victim in a past tense, and then you get to the end and they were involved and you're like, oh, they said it in the past tense. It works for that case. It has to do with verbiage and where you were raised, and it's like got gone. No one in the world had heard of got gone until this case. Now I say got gone. I've heard Fizzle say got gone. I've heard a lot of people say got gone, and it's just is what it is, right? So, for him to say her hair is longer now, it's probably exactly how I would say it. It's got a little bit of a country swing to it, and you know, her hair is longer now. Her hair has gone longer now. I say it every day, just about. It's common in Southern Kentucky. Yeah. Yeah, no, she's got tattoos on both arms. I couldn't say, Slink. I don't know. Correct. She growed up some. There you go. There, you see what I'm saying? Serendipity. It's just, you know, that's because city folk don't know the difference between country folk. That's it. And that's where, you know, like when you think of body language and you think of verbal patterns and speaking in past tense, it borders pseudoscience. You know, it borders pseudoscience where it's almost something you can't rely on, like a lie detector test. It may be good, of course, in an investigative sense, but you know, overall, it's like that's, you know, body language and that, you know, that voice analyzation, it's far less reliable than even the polygraph. Polygraph is a science. It's a box. You know, it's a software. This body language shit ain't shit but interpretation and opinion. You know what I'm saying? Who is Gia? Man, hold on, man. Who is Gia? What the hell you doing over here, Gia? You got a lot of people not paying attention. She is the boss looking ass. Tougher than woodpecker lips. Hell yeah. Just go ahead and put her out. It's all good. Just put her out. I'll unblock her after the stream. It's all good. I get it, Catherine. I ain't talking about Ernie though. So Ernie told her you and Don were in jail together. Yeah, Gia, go back to the source. Now just put her out forever, just for right now. Put John out too then. I don't even know who John is. Gang, gang, mountain, slang, slang. Yeah, the chat belongs to Honest Rage and them girls, man. That shit ain't mine. That belongs to them girls. I ain't never been in jail with that man. I don't know that man before YouTube. And Cheryl tell you like a few days after she went missing, listen, when I went to Colorado, August 1st, I still wasn't talking to Don or Cher. I got with them after I got back. Sometime in August, I got with Don and them. It's just crazy, man. Cher didn't even have access to Don when you went on vacay, did she? No, she didn't. That's right, KK. All right, man. Well, I'm gonna pop off. I got some shit to do. I love all of y'all. We will. I'll catch up with you here in a little bit.